So there is a professor at Old Dominion University in Virginia. His name is Allyn Walker, and he is an assistant professor. And he wrote a book called, hold on, let me get the name of it. What was it? The Long Tall Shadow. That's something to that effect. Mm-hmm. And hold on, let me get it for you. No, The Long Dark Shadow, right? And the rest of the title goes, Minor Attracted People and Their Pursuit of Dignity. Now, he's not using the word pedophiles. He's using the word minor attracted people. And this is a quote from one of his interviews that kind of went viral lately. He said, a lot of people hear the term pedophile and they automatically assume it means sex offender. That isn't true. And this is, he said, and it leads to a lot of misconceptions about attraction towards minors. That threw me for a loop.
Yes, I'm listening.
Threw me for a loop. And he goes on, and he says, minor attracted persons, or MAPs as he calls them, suggest that, and he said suggest to some that it's okay to be attracted to children, but said labeling anyone wholly by their sexual desires doesn't indicate anything about their morality. From my perspective, he goes on to say, there is no morality or immorality attached to attraction to anyone because no one can control who they're attracted to at all. In other words, it's not who we're attracted to. It's either okay or it's not okay. It's our behaviors in responding to that attraction that it's okay or it's not okay. End quote. That's what he said.
Okay, so what are your views on that?
My views on that is this is happening way sooner than...
First of all, get a good look at him. He's not a MAP. He's a goddamn pedophile.
Yeah. That's crazy. So when I first heard that, I'm like, wait, I remember, all the discussions like years ago saying, well, pedophilia is going to be the extra letter on the end of it, and that's what they're really making way to. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't fathom any logical way that would happen. Mm-hmm. Any way that anybody can make a real solid argument for this to happen. And then I'm listening to him talk, and I was just like, wow, somebody is actually trying this. And it starts in these colleges.
Yeah.
It starts with these
it starts even before then. But
yeah, but like it gains traction. Like even giving them a acronym MAPS.
Because he's trying to intellectualize.
Persons. Remember the TED Talk, the person?
Yes.
The woman, this is nuts.
So he's intellectualizing this sick behavior. Mm-hmm. Now, sick is subjective, right? Mm-hmm. So we have to take this into context.
Right.
People who eat hog ass or eat bugs, right? Or rats. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? For them, that's what they do. That's a cultural thing. They grew up on it or whatever the case may be. Some things that you may find horrific, mm-hmm. other people culturally, I'm not making excuses for it. I'm trying to get you to open up your mindset so when we speak about a race of people who this is what they do, 35,000 cases in the Catholic Church in France. That is not an anomaly. That is not a few Catholic priests who have an issue. And they don't even talk about the nuns. Mm-hmm. Them nuns is freaky and diggy, right? Mm-hmm. So all the dead babies they be having buried in the mm-hmm. monastery and all that. So we're talking about a race of people, I have to continue stressing this, who this is what they do, but society has made it gross for them to mm-hmm. truly express. But if you watch all of the action, where all the babies at? You know what I mean? Every time these guys become the softball teams, the Cub Scouts, the Boy Scouts, all of these organizations are filled with what? Maps. Yeah. And map is a weird term because map is what you use to find somebody. Yeah. Right? So collectively, it's a group of people. This is their get down. Yeah. This is their get down, bro. And they're tired of living submerged in an underworld when they run everything in the actual world as the altered characters, right? But their fetishes and what they feed off is this shit. Yeah. And by changing the terminology to, what is that again?
What?
minor attracted
Persons, yes.
persons, you get rid of the the stigma of pedophilia, and now he's saying, just by what you said, if you don't act upon it, but eventually you're gonna act upon it.
Yeah.
Eventually, if that's what it is that you yearn, even if you act upon it in the cyber world or whatever, you're still gonna.
Because that's illegal too, right?
That's illegal.
Exactly.
So I'm confused only on him trying to put a book out to justify, but we knew this was coming.
I'm telling you, I laid it out in my head
thought
so
the
many
whole
times.
alphabet was just to get to this point, because had they just jumped to that point.
But think about it, right? If you really listen to the statement when they talk about you can't control who you're attracted to, that is the basis of that community, right?
Yes.
I was born this way. I can't help who I'm attracted. That is the foundation of that argument. So
Right.
you just attach it to another set of people, and then it's just like.
And who says being with children is wrong? Who says that?
We do.
Who the fuck is we?
Life, society.
No, I understand. That's not what I mean. Morally, we understand, because we're built different. See, we keep imposing what we feel onto other people who don't have the mental capacity or spiritual base to understand that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're asking a wildebeest to act other than itself. You're asking a snake to act other than itself. And then when the snake is doing what snake do, you act confused. Elijah Muhammad told us who this man is. I don't care what anybody say, even though there are black pedophiles, it is not rooted it's not intrinsic. It's not in our DNA. If we were turned out and we were hurt, we will then hurt people. The way the system is structured, the prison systems, the music industry, they make you have to climb all of these gay hurdles. Let's just call it for what it is.
Gay hurdles.
Yeah. Woo!
Yeah.
Woo! Woo! So they make you climb all these gay hurdles.
Yeah.
Just so you can participate in what you think is the good part of life. Right? We don't condone that as black men, as the African-centered people of the planet. We've never condoned that until we started acting other than self. So when you under the rule of the European, you do as the European does. You speak his language. So collectively, him, the girl from the TED Talk, it's a whole society of them who are waiting for their moment. And their moment is to come out and say, yo, I can't even...
He was probably, this guy right here, he's probably the tester. You know what I'm saying? Like when something new comes out, it's always one person that kind of takes all the bullets, right? They take all the shots from people. And he's probably what that is. Like, I wrote this book.
Right. He intellectualized that shit. Probably built a philosophy if you read the book around that shit.
Yeah.
And that's the world we live in. So it's important that we as black people, I gotta say this, you take it personal, right? It's not personal to them. It's their way of life. It just is what it is. Jeez. Like those who drink blood or whatever, that's not personal. That's somebody's way of life, and we're confused by it because we have a different set of standards, a different set of rules and regulations that we have to answer and abide by. Now, if I see black people talking about starting a movement of maps, now I got a real serious issue. I'm not talking about black people who have been scorned, traumatized, or been through the system, or a number of them. I'm not talking about that, touched by an uncle. I'm talking about starting a movement that this is what we want to do openly. Because the minute I'm able to identify as a 12-year-old kid, or a 12-year-old girl is identifying as a grown woman based on these rules that you guys have laid out, all game over.
Right.
Now what?
Right.
Your Honor, I'm not a 53-year-old man. I identify as a 13-year-old boy coming into puberty. Now what?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Peace. If you like what you just saw and would love to see more of the uncut, unscripted, unadulterated, spontaneous, off the rip information from me and Brother Malcolm, you need to become a member. Hit that link below because we're going to be going in on the after show.
And we have more exclusive content as well, so don't forget to hit that link. Peace.